This is my blue-tongued skink Apex, and today we're going to be completely redoing his old terrarium and giving him a brand new place to live. But first, we got to take out all of the old and get ready to put in all the new stuff. We'll also be showing you just how crazy this guy's appetite is and making some farms so that we never have to worry about buying food for him again. But make sure you stick around to the end because the transformation is insane.
Oh my goodness, it looks fantastic.
We've got a whole lot of work to do today, but first we need to get Apex into a nice, safe location. Hello, Apex. We're going to get your house cleaned up today. Alright, we've got a whole lot of stuff to do today, so we're going to go ahead and get him out, get him set aside, and get started. It's nice and warm outside today, so I got him in this box while I clean his cage. Hopefully he doesn't crawl out, but if he does, this whole area is enclosed, so we should be fine. Alright, with him taken out of the cage, first thing I'm going to do is wipe all of this glass because it is nasty. I guess I never realized how nasty it was till I took a look at the paper towel after I was done wiping it. Okay, next up, I'm gonna go ahead and take everything out of the tank, get it nice and clean, and then we're gonna worry about all the new bedding, the new decorations, and everything else. All right, I turned a regular light on so you guys can see what I'm doing, but basically we need to take all these decorations out, get them nice and cleaned up, and also take all that old bedding out. We're gonna be putting it aside for a special reason, but I'll tell you all that in a minute. Okay, now that we've got all the decorations out, basically what I want to do is preserve all of this bedding because we have some interesting critters living inside of it. All right, with all of that kind of scraped up, we're gonna get a vacuum all of that. And also up in these corners, there's been some spider webs. All right, we got everything vacuumed up now. I'm gonna go ahead and come back in with a wet wipe and wipe everything down. This right here is actually plexiglass, not regular glass. My dad built this cage out of an entertainment center, and originally I had a ball python in here, but when he passed away, I decided to get a blue-tongued skink instead. As you can see down here, it's just regular wood on the bottom, and so there's not really anything non-stick to keep that stuff from sticking to it. So I'm gonna get a scraper in here, scrape all that off, vacuum it up. We're gonna wipe this down, and I think you guys will be able to see a much bigger difference because there won't be all this junk in the way. Just look at how nasty that paper towel is. All right, now that everything is prepped and ready for the decorations, we're gonna go ahead and start with a water bowl over in this corner, and then we're gonna start with a few of the decorations. We're gonna use a lot of the decorations that were in here before, but we're also gonna be adding a few. Now, blue-tongued skinks do like to go under the ground sometimes, and so what I'm gonna do is fill this up with some coconut fiber bedding. It's really loose. It's not as compacted as that other paper stuff that I used, and he'll be able to go underneath it and then come back up. We're also gonna be putting his food bowl in last and giving him some food. All right, now I covered the entire bottom, but what I'm gonna do next is add an extra layer, just a little bit more. That way he has enough to fully scoot underneath it. All right, so here's kind of what we're working with so far. You can see all my little handprints on there, but basically it's thick enough to where he can go hide underneath it. We're also gonna give him a little hiding cave. We got his food bowl right there, his water bowl over there, just some little backdrop plants, and some rocks over here for the basking light. Now this is not a basking light right now. This is just a regular LED light, so y'all guys can kind of see what I'm doing. But once we get him actually in here, we've got a daytime basking light, and then I'll swap it out for a nighttime ceramic light. I don't really like these plastic plants too much. It's just all I have at the moment. I think I'm gonna eventually swap those out for some other kinds of plants, or eventually maybe even get some potted plants and put those in here. But I'm gonna take a break from this for just a second, and I'm gonna go feed Apex. Well, came to check on him, and this little sucker's trying to get out. We cooking you some food, buddy? You ready to eat? I'm gonna prepare him his favorite meal, which is egg and snails. Now he can have raw egg, but I like to cook it first so it doesn't make as much of a mess. And now I'm gonna go catch him some snails. All right, so I caught 2 snails, but there's also a little katydid right there. This is a katydid. It's kind of like a grasshopper, except it's a lot taller than it is thin. This may not look like the most appetizing meal to you, but to Apex, this is perfect. Put that in his food bowl. I'll sprinkle some calcium powder and give it to him. We got our reptile calcium. We're gonna pour that over onto the food. That way we can give it to him and he gets all the nutrients he needs. All right, Apex, you ready to eat, buddy? We got you an insect omelet. Well, actually the snail's not really an insect, but you know what I mean. He's smelling it. He may not be super comfortable and ready to eat right now because he's not in his tank, but usually these guys are pretty fine eating wherever. I just had to pour it out for him. So I feed them the eggs because they do need some soft foods. I don't want to feed them nothing but hard foods, but they really love snails. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the crunch, maybe it's the taste of the inside, but they love snails. He's trying to get that last little piece. Oh, we got a runaway snail. I'm sure you'll get it. You gotta make sure you let your eggs cool down. I don't let them cool down to where they're cold, but I allow them to cool down to where they're just slightly warm. Oh, he didn't even want the grasshopper. He wanted that food. I guess he prefers eggs over the katydid. And these guys have a crazy appetite. Most reptiles, you only gotta feed them every now and then, but when it comes to these guys, they will eat a ton. That's him swallowing, you'll see him do that. Nubs over here is very curious as to what's going on. I don't even know if, he might not even know that this is food. Oh, it just moved. It wiggled for him. There he goes. So they are omnivores. They'll eat plants and animals, and they'll eat eggs, they'll eat snails, bugs, pinky mice. They'll eat pretty much anything. They'll even eat like dog food. Here's you some more egg. I don't know if he sees the snails. They kind of blend in with the concrete. Want that snail? The funny thing is most food has to be moving if it's not like smelly, but for whatever reason, when he can see the snails, he eats them. Like, I never trained him to eat the snails. I just dropped some in his cage one time because I heard they liked them, and he just snatched it up. Did he just swallow that snail whole? I didn't even see you eat it. Most of the time, they kind of crunch them. He's about to swallow. Let me see if I can get a look at his little teeth. There he goes. They'll do that weird thing where they like back their neck up, and that's how he swallows. Hey, bud. Snail? I think he's worried about moving now. Put that snail next to some more egg. I just want to see if we can get him to eat it. I think he might have just had his fill. Okay, buddy, I gotta put you back in the box till we get done with your cage. I was able to salvage a really big cardboard tube, and since he likes to burrow, I figured this would be a perfect cave. All right, so this is what the inside of the tank is gonna look like for him. It is kind of hard to see everything. I'm gonna show you all the outside view. There's just a lot of reflection. So we got a food bowl here, a basking spot there. This is his little hidey hole. And then we've got his water and cool area over here. So this is what it looks like from the front. We'll be able to see him whenever he hides in that little cubby. I tried to find something a little bit smaller than that, but bigger than a toilet paper roll, and I couldn't find anything, so it was like pretty much the only thing I could use. I do want to maybe decorate that in the future, put some rocks on it or something. I don't know. Y'all give me some good ideas in the comments. This will be his basking spot. That'll be the cool spot. And I do want to add some live plants as well in the future. I just don't know exactly how well that would work with the light that I'm going to be using. But if it'll work with plants, then y'all comment some plant suggestions in the comments down below. And let's go ahead and introduce Apex to his new home. Okay, I need to go ahead and change that light. I forgot to do that. And then he'll be all set. We'll fill up his water. I want to do that as soon as it's ready to push back into its location. I kind of have to have that back flap shut and screwed in because every other way that I've tried to secure it, he's escaped from. So we don't want him escaping anymore. We want him to stay in here, which I think he's going to like this home a whole lot better. He's starting to explore a little bit. I think he's kind of trying to get a feel for what his home's going to be like. Goes. Oh yeah, that's nice. I can already feel the warmth. I'm sure he can too. All right, so here's the final product for now. Here's Apex kind of pondering this corner. But before we end this video, I want to show y'all why I saved the old bedding. So on first glance, this bedding might not look special, but it's housing something super crazy. And that right there is what it is. See, we fed him mealworms about a month ago, and somehow he didn't eat them all, and they've just been breeding in the bottom of the bedding, pretty much providing him with a never-ending food source. So what I'm gonna be doing is adding some crickets in here as well and making this into a breeding farm. I'm gonna go ahead and add in some crickets. My brother Malachi went fishing and they used some crickets, but then the rain kind of washed them out, and so they had to hurry up and get rid of these crickets before they all died. So I'm gonna be using them in this breeding farm. Well, not all of them made it, but that's okay because we're gonna be using them as fish bait anyways, but you can see quite a few down here. I put some egg crates in there. They'll be able to breed and reproduce. I've got all kinds of cricket food and cricket drink for them, and there'll be a constant food supply, not only for my fishing adventures, but also for Apex and any other critters we get in the future. All right, we got the lid on with several air holes. We're gonna go get them some food and water, and then we'll go back to Apex. All right, got them some food and drink. This is some high calcium cricket diet. And then the drink, they actually have to have it in this like gel form. So this is some gel gut load cricket drink. And basically, hopefully, these guys will keep coming in here and breeding and they'll have food. I'll add that in there. Mealworms can survive on pretty much nothing for a very long time. So they'll eat all of the waste as well as probably some of the food scraps. And I can drop some fresh veggies in here every now and then. 3, 2, 1, look.
Oh my goodness, it looks fantastic.
A whole heck of a lot better than it did before, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yay. He was a happy little Skink.
Yep. He's probably gonna take a little bit before he realizes he can go inside there. But he's been kind of chilling over here. I just turned that heat lamp on, so feel a little bit of warmth through there. But yep, he's been exploring. He ate some eggs, snails, and a Katie did earlier. You must see us. I think he likes that looser stuff, and he can actually burrow into it if he wants to.
Yeah, he loves to burrow.
And a whole heck of a lot nicer to look at, too. He's finally exploring his little basking spot. I think he's trying to find a way to burrow underneath those rocks. Okay, well, he seems to be settling in pretty good to his new home. I cleaned out the food bowl to make sure you don't want to leave any food overnight or after they're done eating. So I feed him pretty much one meal every day or every other day, depending on how big the meal is. Usually he only eats once every 2 or 3 days, and I'll give him a pretty big meal. But you can also feed him smaller meals multiple times. He seems pretty happy and healthy no matter how I feed him. Before, he also, I guess, had that supplemental. Every once in a while, a mealworm would crawl up and he'd eat it. So we'll have to see what he prefers now with his new cage. And this one's probably not going to have any mealworms in it, so we're definitely going to need to watch his diet a little bit more closely. All right, well, thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you don't mind, drop some suggestions of what I can do to make this even better. The next video I'm going to be posting is Pool Pond Part 4, so y'all keep an eye out for that. That'll be coming either later this week or early next week. As always, guys, y'all have a good one. Jesus loves you. I love you. Have a great day. I'll see y'all in the next video. You do not want to miss Pool Pond Part 4, but if you haven't seen Parts 1, 2, and 3, I'll put the playlist up on the screen right now. Also, if you watched the whole video, it means you probably liked it, so if you don't mind hitting the like button, that would be awesome. Jesus loves y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.